Welcome, welcome, welcome to Walking the Path. No, this isn't Walking the Path. This is the road less traveled. This is the road less traveled. It's Tuesday, and Jerry is off, flying, doing something amazing. And he asked me to sit in for his Tuesday, the road less traveled um, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live, and I am so excited. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody in Instagram world for joining in. Thank you everybody in Facebook world and YouTube world. So I always want to start because this is really, hey Diego, what's going on? Hey everybody, welcome. I want to start first by talking about what's happening at Rythmia. And right now, what's happening at Rythmia is we're closed. We're closed for 2 weeks, annual normal maintenance. Every year we just close for a couple of weeks. Who's that? Hey, Milord, what's up, girl? Good to see you. So we're closed for 2 weeks for regular maintenance. We're fixing the, upgrading stuff, all the regular maintenance that you have to do to keep the resort tip-top shape. So I've been going there while it's closed. It reminds me of when we were closed for COVID. I think Jerry and I and there were a couple shaman that were there. Brad was there. Dr. Arturo was there. There were like 6 people that were living on property at Rythmia during COVID, and it was like the shining Costa Rica, basically. But it was amazing because it was so interesting to see the resort in that way. And that's what it's like right now. I've been going there, working out, doing a little hot and cold plunge. And so Rythmia is closed. But what I love about what happens at Rythmia every week, week in, week out, is that people see something. And what they see is something that everybody in the world needs to see. Everybody in the world needs to see it. Might not need to see it through plant medicine, but everybody in the world needs to see this. And what is that? It's that at some point, we learned something in our childhood that said that the world wants us to be a different way. The world wants us to be a certain way, and for us to get our needs met, for us to feel loved, to feel accepted, to feel like we belong, to feel like we're enough, to feel safe. We think that the world wants us to be a certain way, and we take on that way of being instead of living our authentic selves. Now, there are some people that, they're like, no, I'm my authentic self. Forgive you. Forgive you. That's the new F word, is forgiveness. Instead of you, F you, it's forgive you. So I'm going to be my authentic self. There are people like that. I know people that ever since they were little, they just didn't walk lockstep with the rest of society. But for the majority of us, me included, I took on a lot of crazy ideas, confused ideas about what I thought the world wanted from me in order to feel enough, in order to feel like I belonged. And that is the split. That's when we split and we stop being our authentic selves and we start being who we think we need to be, that projected self. And all pain, all suffering, all addiction, all disease comes from that separation. And it is by design. It happens to everybody without exception. It's the natural way of life. We split, we have a little bit of a wobble, and then in that wobble, we learn the truth. So this Road Less Traveled special edition is about the courage to see. The courage to see that very thing, the courage to see what it is that we think we are, or the crazy thoughts that we've thought, the mad ideas that we've taken on that make us believe that the illusion that we're living in is reality. But the courage, this Road Less Traveled special edition, is the courage to see reality, that which is true, that which is real, that which is enduring, that which is beyond what the ego thinks reality is, that which is beyond what the 5 senses can tell us what reality is. So, love you guys over there. Thanks for joining in. So here we are. This courage to see, the courage to see, the courage to see things through is another huge part of this. How many of us are lost in procrastination? How many of us feel that we're not moving forward in our lives? That there's something we've always wanted, always known, don't know quite what it is, but there's something that I really want to do. It's got to be something more than this in the world. How many of us think that? But we can't quite put our finger on it. Don't quite have the motivation to, we might know that thing, but it seems impossible, seems like it can't be done. The courage to see things through comes from seeing clearly, seeing through the eyes of the divine, seeing through the eyes of the mind energy of God, the way that we see things through. When we see clearly, when we see rightly, we know the next right step. We know the next right thing to do. So how do we see clearly? How do we see rightly? We see clearly and we see rightly by maintaining a spiritual practice every day. Consistency over intensity. This is the key. Consistency over intensity. We must maintain a spiritual practice. What is that spiritual practice? It can be breath work. It can be meditation. It can be yoga. It can be Tai Chi. It can be Kundalini. It can be Nature Connect. It can be journaling. It can be a combination of all of those things. Meditation is the foundation. Movement, breath work, meditation are the foundational pieces of a daily spiritual practice. Now, I know what you're saying. I'm really busy. I don't have time. I understand. This is the key to maintaining the spiritual practice so that you can see clearly, so that you can see things through. Consistency over intensity. That means it's more important that you do something every day than it is that you do the full Monty every day, right? Because that's how I think. For many years, I thought, if I can't go for an hour at the gym, why bother? It's not going to do anything. If I can't meditate for, what's 2 minutes of meditation going to do? Nothing. Why bother? That's thinking based on goals. That's thinking based on some goal to meditation or some goal to working out. There's no goal to working out. There's no goal to meditation. It's just the way you live. It's just your life. It's just the way you move through life. I move my body. I meditate. So I'm going to get a little bit of that wherever I can. It's not like, well, if I can't drink a gallon of water, I'm not going to drink anything at all. I'm going to have a sip here. I'm going to have a sip there. And by the time I'm done, I'm going to have a gallon. So this is the key to maintaining a spiritual practice is consistency over intensity. Just do something every day. And it doesn't have to be the huge piece. Now it doesn't have to be a full hour. I'm talking 5 minutes of breath work, 5 minutes of meditation, 2 minutes. Just do something. One day you can do 20 minutes. One day you can do 10 minutes. One day you can do an hour in the gym. One day you can do 20 minutes. One day you might just be able to do 10. But I guarantee you, if you walk in the gym for 10 minutes or you go for a walk, just did something that day, you will keep the consistency going. Why is this important? I'm going to share with you something that happened to me very recently that showed me the importance of leaning into our spiritual practice. And it happened with my dog, Paco. He went out to play like normal on a Thursday morning, and I'd let him out in the front. He goes out and plays. He comes back in. I feed him his breakfast. It's not a shabby breakfast. He gets raw meat with roasted pumpkin and oatmeal. So he gets his breakfast, and he comes to breakfast, and all of a sudden he can't move. He's standing there, and I'm like, "Come on, Paco, what's up?" And he's like standing there shaking, and he tries to walk, and he can't walk, and then his like left paw starts just like, I'm freaking out. What's going on? I think he's having a seizure. I don't know. I take him within an hour of that. I take him to the vet. They say he must have eaten some weed. Looks like he's presenting like he ate marijuana. I said, well, there's no marijuana in my house. For 37 years, there would have been marijuana in my house. But for the last 4 months, absolutely zero. No, not even a pipe in my house anymore. Nothing. Not that there's anything wrong with marijuana. There's nothing right about it, nothing wrong about it. I just chose at this time to move beyond it. And that's my choice. And it's whoever's choice. It's all good. No judgment, no condemnation in any way. But for the first time in my life, I can say there was no marijuana in my house. So I was like, absolutely, there was no marijuana in my house. Well, maybe somebody else gave him some. I'm like, I don't know. There was none of my neighbors. Nobody left a brownie out on the table or anything like that. I checked around. I walked around in the jungle around my house with my snake boots on, trying to see if I could find a mushroom, something that he ate. Couldn't find anything. The vet says, look, if it's some intoxication, it'll probably be out within 24 hours. They gave him fluids. They gave him activated charcoal. They gave him medication to protect his kidneys and his liver. And the dog was out of it. I mean, like out of it. He'd lift his head up and he'd just like fall down. Or his feet would buckle under him like this and he'd fall. Like he couldn't move. It was really scary. So 24 hours go by. He's in the vet hospital here in Tamarindo, and 24 hours goes by, and he's no better. He's worse. And now the vets here are saying, I don't know what else to do. We've done everything. By 24 hours, this should have been out. It might be a neurological issue. And so if it's a neurological issue, we've got to find a neurologist. And the only neurologist in Costa Rica is in San Jose. And so we call him, and he's out of town for a week. So here's the importance of spiritual practice. During this time, I knew the truth. I knew that everything was going to be okay. I just knew it. I knew that no matter what happened, it was happening for me. I just knew it. I knew that something wonderful was happening. I just knew it. I just knew it the whole time. Thank you. Thank you, Sir Joy. I appreciate it. And he's fine now. I want to tell you the end of the story. Spoiler alert, he's fine. He's outside barking right now. But it took 5 days. But I'm telling you this story to illustrate the importance of maintaining a spiritual practice, because when the inevitable vicissitudes of life hit, you need to rely on your spiritual practice. And if you don't have that practice going, it takes a little while to get it up and running. But when you have the spiritual practice going, so here is one of my spiritual practices, is I say the oath of manifestation almost every day. I have a group of people that on a chat called the Gratitude Group, and they're all individuals committed to maintaining their spiritual practice on a daily basis. And we just like report into each other, fun. Hey, I did this, whatever. Somebody's scripting, somebody's journaling, somebody's doing a reading, somebody's ice bathing, somebody's plunging, somebody's working out, somebody's doing yoga, but we're just like, hey, I'm on my practice today, connected. And then we say the oath of manifestation. And it's a group call. Whoever can initiate it, we press call on the WhatsApp chat, and it calls everybody, and whoever can answer answers. And it's about a minute call. And we say the oath of manifestation together all at the same time. And it's like a prayer chamber. I accept and receive unexpected good, unexpected kindness, unexpected money, unexpected generosity, unexpected love, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity coming in unexpected ways from unexpected places in my life and the life of others. I am constantly guided and boldly empowered to receive the lavish abundance of the universe. I accept the principle that abundance and prosperity have already been given to me. My acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. I open wide the doors of my conscience and to give. It is done now. Through this oath of manifestation, all things are possible. I declare absolutely that I live in a friendly universe that is always providing for me. I feel it powerfully happening now. I open to receive more abundance and to give more abundance than I have ever experienced before. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I'm so prosperous, I need never worry again. I'm grateful for all that I already have, and I'm grateful for all that I'm ready to give. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness no matter what the appearances are. God is all there is. I let the God times roll, and so it is. That's the Oath of Manifestation, written by Reverend Cheryl Ward at Agape. So this group, we say it, Beverly says, sign me up. All right, Beverly, give me a DM on Facebook or Instagram. And so, we say this Oath of Manifestation, and here it is. I'm in the hospital. The doctors say, there's nothing else we can do. It must be a neurological issue. It normally a toxin would have been out. And the guy that we need to talk to, he's out of the country. So we don't know what to do. I stood in that truth. I accept and receive unexpected good, unexpected kindness, unexpected generosity. I added to it unexpected clarity, unexpected ideas, unexpected possibilities. I accept and receive unexpected ways of this solutions, unexpected answers. I was in that consciousness. I knew that I lived in a friendly universe that was always providing for me. I felt it powerfully happening in the moment, despite the circumstance. It takes some muscle to think independently of what's going on, independently of what, okay, Beverly, I'm sorry, I'll check them. Independently of the circumstances and conditions of our lives, because it's so easy to get sucked down into the circumstance and condition of our life. But when we have a spiritual practice, it helps keep us lifted. That's another line of the Oath of Manifestation. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness, no matter what the appearances are. So I just knew something. I knew he was going to be okay. I just knew it in my soul, in my heart. And if he ended up passing, it would have been really sad. And he would be okay. One way or the other, Paco's going to be okay. One way or the other, I'm going to be okay. Everything is working together for my good. I live in a friendly universe that is constantly providing for me. I feel it powerfully happening now. I open to receive unexpected good, unexpected opportunities, unexpected kindness. Here's what happened. When the doctor said, I don't know what to do, a friend of mine said, well, maybe there's, a friend said, maybe there's somebody who's not an expert in neurology, but might have a better, a little bit more specialty in it. So I went to the vets here and I said, is there somebody in the country that might not be, board certified neurologist, but might be, have a little bit more expertise in it? They said, let me check. They called emergency hospital, vet hospital in San Jose. They said, we found somebody. You can go see her. She can't see you today, but she could see you tomorrow. San Jose is a 5-hour drive away. I start looking at flights, domestic flights to fly. What can I take the dog? I need to rent a car because I don't think my car is, going to be good for 5 hours on the road with my dog. Not enough room. And another friend said, couldn't they do like a video call? Maybe they could just call this woman and have her do a video conference. And the other vets can examine the dog for her and report back, they're experts. So boom, unexpected ideas, unexpected solutions, unexpected answers coming from unexpected ways. Yes, I recommended the video call. The vet said, that's a great idea. We've done it before. So they called this lady, they set it up. She saw Paco on video. They examined according to what she needed to see. And she said, it's definitely not a neurological issue, but sometimes these deep toxins, whatever he ingested, might take 3-4 days to get out of his system. But she felt very strongly that it wasn't a toxin. Hey, Steve, we'll see you next week. All right, man. I will see you. So it was a wait and see game for 3 more days. But now Paco's almost 100%. He's moving a little slow. He's still on medication, but he's definitely back. He's back. He's healed. He went through his own ceremony. And now I got to do integration with my dog. That's our next Facebook Live, is integration. But the point is that if I didn't have that daily spiritual practice, when the inevitable shift hit the fan, I wouldn't be able to lean in as powerfully, to know that truth. It's like a prophylactic. Yes, I said prophylactic. It's like a prophylactic that begins to protect ourselves, to boost our immunity against all of the lower thought forms: fear, doubt, worry, lack, limitation, not enoughness, impossibility, limited thinking, limited thought, limited beliefs, to protect ourselves against all that corruption, as my mother used to say. And when we lean into it, But I had that practice, and so I was able to rely on those words. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness no matter what the appearances are. God is all there is. I knew that God was in Paco's body. God was in the vets. God was in the hospital. God was everywhere. There's no outside of the presence of the mind energy of the divine. And so I could lean in. So this is the importance of spiritual practice, that we do something every day, consistency over intensity. That's the road less traveled. If people traveled that road more often, there'd be more peace, more joy, more love, more creativity, more excellence, more compassion, more harmony, more order, more balance, more beauty, more joy, more abundance, more prosperity, more equanimity everywhere in the world. If people were practicing that road less traveled, the road of consistent meditation, consistent spiritual practice, consistent movement of the body, consistent taking care of hydration and nutrition, and proper attention to our relationships, to ourselves. Our primary relationship is to ourselves. So that's it. The road less traveled. Special edition, spiritual practice, leaning in. What do we say here? Sir Joy, thank you for sharing. Thank you, brother. Healing vibrations helps me. I'm glad. And I give you a huge hug. Thank you, Sir Joy. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Sending much love, knowing that something wonderful is happening for you. No matter what the appearances are, something wonderful is happening. Keep yourself anchored in high consciousness, knowing that you live in a friendly universe that is always providing for you. Feel it powerfully happening now. And so it is. And now so be it. And now it is so. Ashe, Aho, and Satnam. Peace and richest blessings.